Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about Deal or No Deal Island, Season 2, Episode 2, titled Where There's a Will, There's a Way. Last time on Dondi, the players, joined by Survivor AU's Golden God David and our Black Widow Parvati, faced the banker's pyramid scheme, and Luke's no good terrible day ended with him facing the banker and making a bad deal, adding $1 to the pot on the way out. Before I dive in, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't. As always, my recaps aren't meant to replace the original material, so if you missed the episode, I highly encourage you to seek it out on Peacock to enjoy it and form your own opinion first. Players arrive at the daily challenge, where Joe reminds them that they suck and are poor, with only $1 in the bank. In the banker's scavenger hunt, they need to search Shrek's swamp for unmarked cases valued up to $1.5 million, but there are surprises along the way. Snakes, rats, Suhawk would lose it. They'll be working in teams of 2. The team who brings the highest case will be safe, and choose who faces Miss Banker. The 2 teams with the lowest values will be up for elimination. These rules were so much easier than last week's. They get to pick their own partners, with Parvati and Philip teaming up. David teams up with his adopted son Dixon. Sydney is pissed that David didn't choose her. She feels backstabbed and manipulated by married David. Joe rips up a treasure map, giving them each a piece of it, and tells them the values of the cases on their section of the map. Letty and MG have the $1.25 million case, which has them excited. Before they start, Joe tells them that the banker left a game-changing surprise in the woods with a clue to a shed, and lets them strategize as they share tidbits with each other about what values are where, so they get to running around the jungle. David gives Dixon a piggyback ride. Parvati and Philip find the rumored shed, with a clue that the highest value case is in the shed, but it'll unleash a huge twist on the game. Of course they're gonna take it, who cares? So they take the case. All of the teams get back, with host Joe seeming to really get a kick out of contestant Rock. They revealed their cases. Parvati and Philip have the $1.5 million case. CK and Lachelle and Rock and Sydney have the lowest value cases and will be up for elimination. It's revealed that 2 of them will face the banker as a team. If the team makes a good deal, they'll pick someone from the losing team to go home. If they make a bad deal, the losing team will pick who goes home between them. This was a really fun twist that could cause some messiness. As a punishment for opening the shed, Dr. Will shows up on a boat in a tuxedo. He's a showman, referring to himself as the best Big Brother player of all time. Multiple players say he looks like a vampire. I never thought that, but okay. Will is pissed off that they banked only $1. He even has $1 as a prop, and he's ready to shake things up, but he's not joining the game until later at the temple. So the players head back to strategize. All 3 of these pairs have important decisions to make. Parvati steps up to help Philip make the decisions, but he's already planting seeds with us that he plans to betray her. You better not! Lachelle and CK volunteer to play in the temple. Parvati refers to Sydney as the Hot Mess Express. She says she needs Sydney to stay in the game to create chaos. Parvati tells David that she'd rather Sydney stay, so they start eyeing Rock as a target. Sydney's meltdown continues in the yellow pod as she airs out her dirty laundry to MG, to us, and quite literally on a hanger. The survivors approach CK to ask her to keep Sydney in the game, but CK is hesitant because Sydney triggers CK for unmentioned reasons. At the temple, they bring in Dr. Will, officially welcoming him to the game, to traitor death stares from Parvati. CK tells Dr. Will that he insulted her intelligence when he pulled out his $1 at the challenge. Parvati and Philip choose CK and Lachelle to face the banker as they volunteered, with the $1.5 million case from the challenge up on the board. To make a good deal, they need to accept an offer higher than what's in their case. They choose case number 9 for sentimental reasons. Isn't that nice? I like that they don't continue to explain their little reasons for choosing the numbers. Spare me. They get a first 6-figure offer, which is a 50-50 chance. They smartly quickly reject it. They then have a terrible second round, leaving only the highest value case on the board as a high value case, but the banker gives them a 6-figure offer and a 3/4 chance of staying. They absolutely should take this. Sydney decides to interrupt the entire proceedings to make a little speech, apologizing to the group for her behavior at the last temple. Lachelle has a confessional saying that Sydney is rude and inconsiderate for interrupting their game of Deal or No Deal. Lachelle and CK end up smartly accepting the deal for $281,000 and reveal that their case contained $500. They made a good deal and will be safe from elimination. They then have to choose between Rock and Sydney. They decide to cut a threat and have eliminated Sydney. So we have to say goodbye to Sydney here, who had a really wild 2-episode arc on the show, thinking with the wrong head and falling in love with married David during the first challenge. After being dragged by her team through the challenge, takes credit for the victory at the temple, pissing off her team and making herself the target this week, which she tried to apologize for tonight, but it just wasn't enough. It's a sin that she's leaving so early because she's bringing that cracked energy I cherish so dearly, but so many of them are deleting delivering on that I fear we won't be missing her much in a few weeks' time. Nene Leakes gave great advice to Kim Zolciak way back when that Sydney could really learn from. On the episode, the challenge wasn't really much of a challenge. They were just running, grabbing whatever cases. It seemed to be all about what piece of the map they got randomly, which was kind of lame. The introduction of Dr. Will is fun, but it reminds me of the Traitors twist, dropping big names into the game who can't be eliminated until episode 3, which does show a bit of insecurity, wanting to make sure they're getting their money's worth, which I understand. Dr. Will fans tuned into the premiere and he wasn't even there. Free views. I feel like the survivors are really playing, but Will feels largely like a production plant who's solely there to stir the pot and make TV. I don't even care. Bring it on. I'm dying to feel something these days. The pot stands at $281,001. Luke's dollar lives on. And that's all I have to say about this episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the episode and Sydney's departure. If you like what I'm doing, consider leaving a like, it helps the channel, and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. I'll be back next Tuesday with more Dondi. Until then, have a nice week. Bye.